Cary Grant, one of the most iconic names in Hollywood's golden age, Cary Grant's charm and sophistication made him a heartthrob of his time. However, behind the dazzling smile and smooth demeanor, there were whispers about his personal life, including his sexual orientation. Though he married several times and had high-profile relationships, rumors have persisted about his relationships with men, especially during a time when homosexuality was taboo. Grant was often seen as a charming and enigmatic figure, but some insiders suggest his private life was far more complex. Many believe that his close friendships with men, including fellow actors like Randolph Scott, went beyond mere camaraderie. While neither of them ever publicly acknowledged their relationship, the pair were often seen together, sparking speculation about their romantic involvement. Despite the rumors, Grant maintained a carefully crafted public persona, playing the role of the charming ladies' man. Yet those close to him, including friends and colleagues, have hinted at a deeper truth, one that Cary Grant kept hidden from the public eye. In an era where personal lives were under constant scrutiny, Grant's ability to remain an enigmatic figure only added to his legendary status in Hollywood. Greta Garbo, known for her mysterious allure and unforgettable beauty, Greta Garbo became one of the most celebrated actresses of the silent film and early sound eras. However, despite her immense fame, Garbo was notorious for her private and reclusive nature. While she was adored by millions, many of her admirers never truly knew her, a fact that fueled speculation about her personal life. There were rumors about Garbo's sexuality, with many suggesting that she was not only private but also covertly gay. Her close friendships with women, including actress Mercedes de Acosta, raised eyebrows in Hollywood circles. Their rumored romantic relationship was never publicly confirmed, but it became a subject of great intrigue. Some say that Garbo's desire for privacy and her resistance to Hollywood's demands for public appearances were driven by a need to shield her true self. Garbo's refusal to confirm or deny these rumors only added to her mystique. Known for her famous line, "I want to be alone," she lived life on her own terms, carefully maintaining the enigma of her identity. Garbo's legacy as a glamorous yet secretive figure continues to captivate audiences, making her one of the most fascinating and complex personalities of Hollywood's golden era. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was the epitome of the all-American heartthrob, tall, handsome, and incredibly popular during Hollywood's golden era. With his rugged good looks and starring roles in romantic comedies, Hudson was the quintessential leading man. However, beneath the facade of his perfectly crafted public image, there was a secret that Rock Hudson carefully guarded throughout much of his career: his homosexuality. Hudson's private life was a topic of constant speculation. He was known for having relationships with several women, and his marriages were seen as an attempt to maintain the illusion of a heterosexual lifestyle. But those close to him, including friends in Hollywood, knew the truth. Hudson was in fact gay. He never publicly acknowledged his sexual orientation, fearing that coming out would damage his career in an industry that was hostile to LGBTQ+ individuals at the time. Hudson's secret remained hidden until 1985, when he publicly revealed he had been diagnosed with AIDS, a revelation that shocked the world. His openness about the disease brought much-needed attention to the epidemic, but it also confirmed the long-standing rumors about his sexuality. Hudson's death left behind a legacy as a talented actor, but his personal life and courageous decision to speak out continue to resonate as a pivotal moment in Hollywood's history. Ramon Novarro. Ramon Novarro was one of the biggest Latin stars during Hollywood's silent film era, known for his striking looks and captivating performances. He was a matinee idol, often compared to Rudolph Valentino for his passionate on-screen presence. However, behind the glitz and glamour of his career, Novarro led a very private life that many speculated was not as it appeared to the public. In an era when being openly gay was nearly impossible for a successful actor, Novarro's personal life was shrouded in secrecy. He was rumored to have had several relationships with men, though he never confirmed any of them publicly. His most notable secretive
Ben-Hur
relationship
merchandise
with fellow actor
swept
and
the
close
nation.
friend, the writer and director J.P. McAvoy. Despite the rumors swirling around them, Novarro carefully kept his personal life away from the press, presenting himself as the charming, heterosexual leading man in the public eye. Tragically, Novarro's life took a dark turn when he was murdered in 1968 during a botched robbery by two men he had invited into his home. The murder, although sensationalized, was believed by some to be connected to his secretive gay life. His death remains a sad reminder of the lengths to which many celebrities of that era went to protect their personal identities in a world that was not ready to accept them. Dorothy Arzner. Dorothy Arzner was a trailblazer in Hollywood during the Golden Age, known for being one of the few female directors to achieve significant success in a male-dominated industry. She was a woman of immense talent and creativity, responsible for helming several major films and paving the way for future generations of female filmmakers. However, despite her groundbreaking accomplishments, Arzner's personal life was largely kept out of the public eye, and there were persistent rumors about her sexuality. Arzner never publicly discussed her sexual orientation, but many have speculated that she was a lesbian. Her long-term relationship with actress and writer Marion Morgan fueled such rumors. The two were often seen together, and it was well known that Arzner never married, which was unusual for women of her stature during that time. Despite her undeniable success, Arzner carefully maintained a level of secrecy about her personal life, likely due to the societal and professional pressures that existed for LGBTQ+ individuals in the early 20th century. Arzner's decision to keep her sexuality private allowed her to thrive in an industry that was largely unwelcoming to women, let alone openly gay women. Today, she is remembered not only for her directorial genius, but also for her role in breaking barriers for women in Hollywood, even if her true self remained a secret to many. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was one of the most gifted and complex actors to come out of Hollywood's golden age. Known for his intense and brooding performances, Clift quickly became a star in the 1940s and 1950s. His beauty, raw talent, and ability to portray emotionally complicated characters made him a favorite of both critics and audiences. However, beneath his stunning performances, Clift's personal life was far from perfect, and he kept one of Hollywood's best-kept secrets, his sexuality. Clift was known to have had close, intimate relationships with men, but during an era when homosexuality was both socially and professionally dangerous, he kept this part of his life hidden. Despite his romantic entanglements with women in the public eye, many believed that his true relationships were with men, including fellow actors such as actor Libby Holman and director, actor, and producer Jerome Robbins. Tragically, Clift's life was marred by personal struggles, including substance abuse and a life-altering car accident in 1956 that left him physically and emotionally scarred. The accident led to a decline in his career, but Clift remained a highly respected actor. While he never publicly acknowledged his sexuality, his private life has become a source of reflection on the pressures of being a closeted gay actor in a time when being open about one's identity was unthinkable. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins was an actor whose name became synonymous with one of Hollywood's most iconic roles, Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. His chilling portrayal of the disturbed motel owner solidified him as a master of psychological horror. However, while his career in film was thriving, Perkins struggled to keep his personal life hidden from the public eye. Though Perkins' on-screen persona was often that of the brooding, misunderstood man, his real life was much more complicated. Perkins was privately gay, but due to the societal pressures of the time, he carefully shielded his sexuality from his fans and the media. He was known to have relationships with men, but he also married actress Barry Berenson in the late 1970s, leading many to believe that he was heterosexual. His marriage, however, was largely seen as a cover for his true identity. For years, Perkins kept his relationships with men secret, even after his marriage. But his sexuality was no longer entirely a secret within Hollywood circles. Perkins came to terms with his identity later in life, particularly after the AIDS epidemic began to affect the community, and he was diagnosed with the disease. Tragically, he passed away from complications related to AIDS in 1992. Perkins' life is a poignant reminder of the struggles many gay celebrities faced during Hollywood's golden age. Lillian Tashman. Lillian Tashman was a celebrated actress during Hollywood's golden era, known for her glamorous persona and sharp wit. With her striking beauty and talent, she quickly became a favorite of both audiences and critics, starring in numerous films throughout the 1920s and 1930s. However, behind her public image, Tashman led a life that was marked by secrecy, particularly when it came to her sexual orientation. Tashman's private life has long been a subject of speculation. While she was married to actor and director Edmund Goulding, rumors about her romantic relationships with women persisted throughout her career. Her most well-known relationship was with actress and screenwriter Dorothy Arzner, another trailblazing woman in Hollywood, which many believed went beyond mere friendship. In fact, Tashman was known to keep her personal life closely guarded, which led many to assume that her marriage was, in part, a cover for her true sexual identity. Her tragic death at the age of 39, just as her career was reaching new heights, left many of her secrets buried. Although Tashman's sexuality was never openly discussed during her lifetime, her life continues to serve as a testament to the pressures that gay celebrities faced in an industry that demanded conformity. Today, Tashman is remembered not only for her acting prowess, but also for the enigmatic nature of her private life. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was one of the most vibrant and eccentric personalities of Hollywood's golden age. Known for her sharp tongue, fearless attitude, and unapologetic charm, Bankhead made her mark both on the stage and in films. She became infamous for her boldness, both in her acting roles and her personal life, which was as flamboyant and unrestrained as her performances. Bankhead's sexual orientation was the subject of much gossip, particularly due to her open relationships with both men and women. She was known to have had affairs with several high-profile men, but rumors about her lesbian relationships were also widespread. Bankhead herself often embraced her reputation, openly flirting with both men and women, making no secret of her bisexuality. At a time when the entertainment industry was dominated by conservative values, her openness was revolutionary, though it did not come without its consequences. Despite the speculation, Bankhead's sexuality was rarely publicly acknowledged in the same way her other antics were. She was known to embrace her sexuality without shame, using her fame to challenge the norms of the time. Her larger-than-life persona continued to make waves throughout her career, and she is remembered today as one of the most daring and unapologetically bold women in Hollywood history. James Whale. James Whale was one of the most innovative directors in early Hollywood, best known for his work on Frankenstein, 1931, and The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. His ability to blend gothic horror with emotional depth earned him a lasting legacy in the film world. However, behind the iconic films and creative genius, Whale's personal life was far less known and much more secretive. Whale was openly gay at a time when being LGBTQ+ in Hollywood was taboo, and his sexuality was one of the industry's worst-kept secrets. His relationships with men, including actor Colin Clive, who played Dr. Frankenstein in his famous films, were often the subject of speculation. Although Whale never publicly acknowledged his sexual orientation, his preferences were no secret to those who worked closely with him. Unfortunately, Whale's sexuality made him an outsider in the Hollywood community, and he faced discrimination throughout his career. After a series of hits in the 1930s, his career began to decline, and his films became less commercially successful. Whale's openness about his identity and his refusal to hide who he was contributed to the industry's eventual rejection of him. He later became a recluse and tragically died in 1957, reportedly by suicide, after struggling with depression and the pressures of living in a time when being openly gay could destroy a career. Clifton Webb. Clifton Webb was a distinguished actor known for his sharp wit, elegant demeanor, and unforgettable performances in films like Laura, 1944, and The Razor's Edge, 1946. His presence on screen was that of a suave, sophisticated man, often portraying characters with a touch of aloofness or mystery. While he was adored for his impeccable style and charm, his personal life was much less transparent and largely kept out of the public eye. Webb was one of Hollywood's most enigmatic figures when it came to his sexuality. Though he was never publicly open about his sexual orientation, rumors about his homosexuality circulated throughout the industry. Webb was known to have never married, which was unusual for men of his status at the time. His relationships with women were few, but it was his close friendships with other men, including actor and composer Harold Arlen, that often fueled speculation about his true identity. Webb's sexuality remained a closely guarded secret throughout his life, and he carefully crafted a public image that kept his private affairs hidden. Despite the rumors, Webb was not the subject of scandal, as he maintained a dignified and aloof persona both on and off the screen. His legacy today is largely defined by his acting talent, but his private life remains a poignant reminder of the societal pressures faced by LGBTQ+ individuals in Hollywood's golden age. Cole Porter. Cole Porter was a brilliant composer and lyricist whose work defined the golden age of American musicals. Known for his witty, sophisticated lyrics and memorable melodies, Porter created timeless songs like Night and Day, I get a kick out of you, and let's do it, let's fall in love. His contribution to the world of music and theater was unparalleled, yet his personal life was as much a subject of intrigue as his music. Porter was openly gay in a time when homosexuality was a taboo subject, particularly in the world of high society and show business. Though he was married to his wife, Linda Lee Thomas, a wealthy socialite, their relationship was widely understood to be more of a companionship than a traditional marriage. It was no secret that Porter had numerous relationships with men, and many of his closest friends were fellow members of the LGBTQ+ community. Porter's sexuality was never a major scandal in his career, possibly because of his immense popularity and his ability to stay out of the media's gaze. His marriage to Linda was largely seen as a cover, but she was reportedly aware of his relationships with other men and accepted them. Despite the complexities of his personal life, Porter's legacy as a musical genius endures, and his ability to live authentically, even in an era of immense societal pressure, continues to inspire. Sal Mineo. Sal Mineo was a talented and promising actor whose career rose to fame in the late 1950s, particularly for his iconic role in Rebel Without a Cause, 1955, alongside James Dean. Known for his emotional range and youthful intensity, Mineo quickly became a heartthrob and a fixture of Hollywood's golden youth. However, his personal life was clouded by secrecy and ultimately became a tragic part of his legacy. Mineo was one of the few openly gay actors in Hollywood during the time, though he never publicly acknowledged his sexuality. His relationships with men were largely kept out of the press, but insiders knew that Mineo's true identity didn't match the clean-cut, all-American image that was so prevalent in Hollywood. His sexual orientation was the subject of speculation, especially after he began to play roles that were somewhat aligned with his personal life, portraying characters with complex emotional layers and vulnerabilities. Tragically, Mineo's life was cut short. In 1976, at the age of 37, he was murdered in a robbery gone wrong outside his apartment. The brutal nature of his death overshadowed much of his career, and the secrecy surrounding his sexuality only added to the complexity of his legacy. Mineo's early death and the hidden struggles of his personal life remain a poignant reminder of the difficulties faced by gay individuals in an industry that was not ready to accept them. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. Also consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to get notified of our newest videos. Thanks for watching.